This is for the people that can't get themselves in the gym because it's too big of a hurdle, but for the people who struggle to get in and then kick themselves. I'm Johnny, I'm an engineer and a qualified personal trainer. I've lost 35 kilos so far for my wedding, and I've literally followed the same process myself. I'm sharing content about my fitness, my life, and anything else, but I'm also sharing my journey and struggles along the way with a few tips, so if you think that sounds useful, don't forget to follow. So the big tip is something is better than nothing. Just get in there, get it done. Even if it's one exercise, that is better than sitting there doing nothing. And you might find before long, one exercise becomes two, two becomes three, and you work your way up to that six, or you just stay at three when there's time. And again, I'd rather be 50% effective than zero. But anyway, as I say, I've used this process myself because I've had to rebuild all of my habits from scratch. Now, as an engineer, if you build a product, you do something called a minimum viable product, which is basically you do the least amount of work possible for a vision to come to life, or so you can see something work and demonstrate it. So I thought, why not apply the same logic to fitness? Now, if I have to come into the gym and set up a bunch of equipment, or do 6 exercises, potentially even more, or slightly less, that is very, very hard to do when you've had a busy day, or you just don't feel like it. So right now I have spread this pull session that I'm doing across the whole day. I am lucky that I invested in a machine that actually makes setup as easy as possible. But my pull session is literally 3 exercises. I did some pull-ups because I can do them again. I've done some hammer grip bicep curls, and now I'm about to do some rows. On paper, it'd be far more optimal to do more than this, but let's just be pragmatic for a second. I know with everything I've got going on with the wedding planning, and working and prepping to go away, and then trying to fit all of this fitness stuff on top of it while I've got low energy because I'm not eating much because I'm in a big calorie deficit, and my output's super high because I'm doing a lot of steps and cardio. Doing a ton of exercises in here just isn't going to happen, and the session's probably not going to get done. So if I just split it down to 3 exercises, and all I'm going to do on my machine is I'm going to switch this down to the bottom. So I've loaded up the weight, and then I'm just going to do 3 sets and call it quits. So if you're watching this, this is your sign to stop overcomplicating it and get into the gym and just do the minimum step possible so that you can start rebuilding and getting back into it. Or maybe you just need it to hear that because you're about to not do it and you just need it to go, right, I'm going to do 2 things out of 6. That's good enough. And if you want to see more stuff like this, don't forget to follow. This is the advice I needed to hear tonight, so come on Johnny, get on with it.